Oppression and patriarchy is something that the women of our country have lived with. Even today, young girls of the Bora community have to undergo female genital mutilation, something that's called Khatna or female circumcision. Now this is a process where a healthy tissue of a woman's genitalia, of a young girl's genitalia, is snipped off by a non-professional using a blade or a razor. Now this concept stems from the patriarchal idea of curbing a girl's sexuality. Masooma is someone who's gone through this procedure as a 7-year-old child. She's now speaking out against this issue, turning a citizen journalist.
Violence against women in India is an issue with which we are all grappling with. However, there is one issue on women as well as girl child which is seldom talked about and which the Indians are barely aware of. And that issue is that of female genital mutilation. It is also known as female circumcision or Khatna. I, Masooma Ranalvi, turned into a citizen journalist, would like to appeal to the government of India to bring about a ban on female genital mutilation. I belong to the Dawoodi Bohra community, which is headquartered in India. We have more than 1 million adherents of the Dawoodi Bohras in India. We have a practice in our community which is known as female circumcision. What is this practice? I'd like to describe it a little. At the age of 6 to 7 years old, a girl child is subject to circumcision. Circumcision means a part of her genitalia is cut. This happens in an extremely secretive and clandestine manner. It is the most unhygienic manner in which it is conducted. My personal experience is when I was 7 years old, I was taken by my grandmother into one dark, dingy building in Bohra Mohalla in Mumbai on the pretext of buying me some ice cream or candy. I was not informed about what was going to happen to me or why it was going to happen to me. I was taken here and I was taken into one dark room, told to lie down. My pants were removed and this strange woman with a blade cut a part of a healthy tissue of my genitalia. I was in pain and agony for days to come after that. I cried after I got home. It causes a lot of problems in many cases because it is done in an extremely unhygienic manner with an unanesthetized manner with a blade or a razor. There are lots of genital sores, there's problem in passing urine and a lot of medical complications also which happens. There is no explanation which is given by the community to us about it. There is no question of consent of the child in this particular case and it's in gross violation of all human rights. It stems from a very deep-rooted patriarchal belief that women have to be curbed, that women and women's sexuality is the cause of all problems and women have to be kept under control. She has no right to love, she has no right to have sexual desires and sexual pleasures, and that to maintain fidelity in the family and in the marriage, it is a woman who has to be curbed. I mean, till today I have a very dark and sordid memory about it, which I have suppressed, which I have never ever talked about for all these years. Believe me, this happened to me 40 years ago, but it is today that I am actually out in the open talking about it and sharing my experience because I know this is an experience which every Bohra sister has gone through with me. And if we will not talk about it, if we will not come out and explain the trauma and the tragedy which has happened with us, how are we even going to fight against it and how are we going to ask for a ban against it? December 2012, the United Nations passed a resolution which was signed by 194 countries. And the resolution said that the countries who have signatories of this resolution will make every attempt to spread awareness in their communities and in their countries about the ill effects of FGM and move towards banning this practice in their countries. Today we are in 2015, 3 years down the line. I don't see any move in India to raise any awareness about the issue, to educate women about this issue, or to even ban this issue. Today you will find many women in different parts of India as well as world who have on their own, on the basis of their knowledge, on the basis of their understanding, taken a stand against FGM and have not done it. I have not done it to my daughter. My sisters, there are a lot of my friends, a lot of women I know who are part of our platform have not done it to their daughters. So yes, it's a movement which is growing, and the step forward for us is to break this cycle of perpetuity where each one of us takes a stand that we will not do it to our daughters. We have started a petition on change.org. The petition is addressed to the Women and Child Development Ministry, the Health Ministry and the Law Ministry. And in our petition, we are appealing to these ministries to form and draft and enact a stringent law which will make the practice of FGM in India an offence. I urge all the viewers of this program and your friends and relatives to please come forward and sign on our petition. The petition is available on public domain. You can find it on change.org online. Please sign this petition. It is known as End FGM in India, and support us in this campaign. This is Masooma Ranalvi, a citizen journalist for CNN IBN.